Hey guys, what's up? Dallas here, Dallas here. Hey, if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you stopping by, checking out the channel. If you're new here, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Boom, so that you can get a notification. So let's jump right into it. As many of you know, today is the holiday season. Holiday seasons are meant to be filled with joy and expressions of celebrating our connections with our loved ones and family. And sometimes that can be hard. Sometimes life will give you harsh realities. And some of you out there are celebrating this holiday season, your first holiday season without your loved one. Maybe that's a significant other. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's a child. First of all, I celebrate you for even showing up. I congratulate you and your resilience. And I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. You didn't give up. And I know it may not feel like it right now, but you're going to make it through this. Right? Some of you that come across this channel, maybe you have lost your parent. And it's not the first holiday or Thanksgiving or the holidays without your loved ones, but it's still hard. It doesn't make it any easier, right? So what I want to talk about is like coping mechanism. Not coping mechanism. I am someone who went through that. I understand and I know exactly how you're feeling. I understand that it's an adjustment. It's a huge adjustment when someone important to you or who is an anchor to your life or a cornerstone of your life, they're not here anymore. And you want to celebrate moments and create experiences with them. I know what it's like to feel heartbroken. I know what it's also like to force a smile. How do we cope with that, right? First of all, I want to tell you that I would put it this way. What seems lost right now is waiting ahead for you in your future. When you finish your race and your time here, you'll be joined with your loved ones again. So it feels like something missing and something broken now because it's we can miss them. It hurts, right? As human beings, we like to create memories and moments. That's what we live for, right? Let me tell you something. You're okay. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. I'm giving you permission to never have to put on an act for anyone, to never have to force a smile. You have nothing to hide and nothing to prove from anyone to anyone. This is a time to where I've had to learn in my life that you got to feel it to heal it. You can't run from pain. You can't run from your feelings because they really that causes things to be intensified. And the love that your loved one had is still here in the earth. Love is an energy, and it has a force to it. So they didn't leave you here completely all alone. Their love and everything that they've taught you, all the memories, they're still here. So when you need to, if you have to cry, cry. If you have to shout and scream, shout. But then at some point, I want you to go in a state of gratitude. This is how you turn pain into power. Because I remember the first holiday seasons without my dad and grandmother. My grandmother, was like a mother figure to me. And in between that, I had lost 7 family members. I didn't really talk about it to too many people, but altogether, processing 9 people, it was a harsh reality and also having to do life. Their love is still here. And sometimes that transforms into new love. Those who are there to support you, let them. For whatever in this reason, there's an expectation, especially in the Black culture, for Black women to always feel and project like we're strong. I'm telling you that you don't always have to be. You don't have to be. You get to be present with your feelings, right? This is some where you lean in, and oftentimes with my loved ones, I'll lean in and I'll let myself be present with the memories, that some of the fondest memories I had with them. and just let that movie play in my head, and then I go into, hey, you know what? I'm so grateful that I got to create this moment in memory with you. As far as when you make it personal, you had a loving relationship with a parent. Sometimes it may be leaning into some of the wisdoms and lessons that they taught you, and then see how you are implemented that in their life. Hey, you know what? I am an extension of you. I am your legacy. Allow people to come into your life that give you that kind of love and support. Like for me, my dad made me feel extremely special. My grand believed in me more than anyone. You know, that type of support is still in the world. You just got to be resolute to be open to it. And some traditions are made to be extended or honored, but you also don't have to be tethered to perform a tradition and step into your parents' or loved one's shoes or your significant other's shoes. You can find your own way, if need be, to start a new tradition. Leverage your creativity in ways to honor them. But gratitude is something, and when you start to feel overwhelmed, grief can be overwhelming. I'm going to tell you something. Watch it, that you don't allow yourself to be consumed with it. And for those who have a spiritual base, the word of God says that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, that every tongue that rises against you shall fall, that you condemn it. So when the spirit of grief and heaviness tries to overtake you, know that grief has a name, and that is a tongue that would rise against you, and you combat that with joy. There's times during that process, and even sometimes I had to get in the mirror, and I encourage myself, if need be. I'm learning that I don't always have to depend on me. That's what other people are for. For a long time, I did, up until recent couple years. Somebody asks you, how you doing? Oh, I'm great. All is well, whatever. It's all right if you are. But when you aren't, be honest with yourself. I'm not okay today. And you open up and tell people how you feel. To share with friends and families, and make sure that you got a strong support system. Something that I wish I would have done uh, during the time, not just of holidays intensifies loss, period. What I wish I would have done was been open to therapy and counseling, instead of feeling like I had to carry that load on my shoulders the whole time. So go through what you're going to go through. Feel it to heal it. That's the only way to get through it. Feel it to heal it. Invite God into that place. Father, my heart is broken. If you're angry, Father, why did you take mine? Why? People say not to question God, but that is the most inaccurate thing I've ever heard. I questioned him. I was so angry. My heart was broken. Why wouldn't I? When it seems like this person has all power to change anything, why didn't you? That's what a true relationship looks like. To come to a person, to be honest with what you're thinking and how you're feeling. And then you ask for understanding. People tell you not to question God. That's stupid. If you need to, yes. Why? James 1:5 says that any man who lacks wisdom, let him ask, and I'll freely give it, and I won't hold your ignorance against you. That's the prerequisite of wisdom. To get clarity, you have to ask questions. You may not get the answer immediately, but it will. Most of the time, it will come. But then again, you got to be all right with embracing your process, right? Something that also helps me tremendously, that I practice daily, is the power of now. There's a book by Eckhart Tolle. It talks about being present in each moment, right? A lot of times in life, we have a tendency to be stuck in the past, or anxiety is triggered when we go into practicing events that haven't happened yet. No, when they say take it one day at a time, that's fine, but take it one moment at a time and really be present in the now. Be present with you in this moment. This moment is all I have. And the power of now is it allows for creativity. You get to, that's where you begin to write the story, not so much the past, because life is moving forward. The now, right? As much as your grief want to make it all about your family, also I would tell you and challenge you to also make it about you. What do you want? Do some self-love and self-care. What do you want? What do you experience and how do you want to feel? It's during these times that we have to be a little bit more intentional. For me, I lived my life in a way because my dad was my biggest supporter and cheerleader, and grand. I said to myself, I want to move and live a life with such intensity that my dad points down from heaven and tells the people and the angels, "You see that one? See that one right there? That one's mine." I want to move with that type of intensity. They say that one's mine. I'm going to share end this and share something personal. I remember going through that again. I was going through a horrible breakup. Um, a lot of times I spent the holidays alone. I wouldn't encourage that. That just deepen the grief, and it can drive you to different things. I had a partner at the time who that their family traditions was to be together, and it was a situation to where the orientation of the relationship to where that just couldn't be, which is fine. But I learned in my solitude, I found strength. I imagined and done done the work of what I wanted my life to become, who I wanted to become. And oftentimes, sometimes I would go out to the soup kitchens. Let me find somebody else to serve. If you're a person that likes to contribute, that feeling of contribution, giving back and putting a smile on someone else's face, or bringing light into their day is nothing quite gratifying like it, right? Feel it to heal it. Where does that come from? I remember going through so much. It seemed at that time that everything in life was trying to break me. I lost my dad in between, and then I lost my grand within less than a year. And in between that, I lost seven loved ones, some aunts, uncles, cousins. That was a lot. And then lifing, peopling. And I remember, at one time going through a breakup, a heartbreak. Navigating a whole lot of things at the same time. And sometimes we want to drink our pain away, or smoke it away, or do whatever we do to push the pain away. And I remember sitting on the last place that I lived before I lived here. I was just sitting with myself, and I remember not having a suicidal thought, but I had in my mind, I wasn't suicidal, but I had no problem saying I don't mind not being here. And I would try to drink my pain away, just numbing. That doesn't help. And this is what the Father told me. If you allow yourself to feel it, I'll heal it. Stop running. And then that opened up for me to have a dialogue with him. You took the most important people from me. I was angry. And I had told him, I'm just like, man, look, there's no one in this world that's gonna love me like these people. And what was I doing in that? I was facing the depth of loss that I felt. And this is what the Father told me. He said, where your father left off, I will pick up the slack. You're not just gonna call me Father, you will know me as Father. Because no, I didn't think I would ever feel that type of love again. But you know what? Not only that, not only did he honor that word, I feel more loved by God than, I mean, he kept his word, he kept his promise. But in the midst of that, I also gained a friend, a perfect friend who doesn't require me to be perfect, who who allows me to be perfectly imperfect, who is a official God in my life, not trying to overstep who's doing life with me, who's guiding me, supporting me every single step of the way. Listen, I'm not telling you that it's going to be easy because I feel it. I missed it, but I'm also honoring me. I'm not hiding how I feel, you know. It brings you back into a place of just gratitude. My mom used to tell me you can be powerful or you can be pitiful, but you can't be both. You got to pick one. And there's such a power and grace in gratitude, in the sense that with gratitude, you can't be grateful and be a victim at the same time. And so gratitude is such a powerful instrument that I use it in everything. Listen, I know your heart is broken, but you're not as broken as you think you are. I know you feel like you have to be strong. You don't have to. Yet at the same time, I'm telling you something that you're going to figure out and find out. You're going to make it. You are. It's not going to be easy, but it gets better. And you get better. You'll find that you'll learn how to, as you transition in these seasons, how to turn pain into power. The word says that weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And it does. I'm going to leave you with this. In this trying time, be present with you. Be kind to you. Love on you just a bit more. Just a bit more. Be kind to yourself, right? Trust yourself. It, it's okay to be vulnerable. This season will come, the holiday, and it will go. You make it to be what you want it to be. If you have to start your own tradition, just do what's best for you. You are more strong and capable than you understand right now. You hear me? May God's presence be with you. May his love consume you and his joy and peace encompass you to let you know how much you are valuable and how loved you are. I don't know you, but whoever needs to hear this, my prayers and love is here, channeling out to you. You're going to make it. You're going to make it. You're going to make it. You're going to be all right. Give the world the gift of you in all of its pieces. Thanks. Love y'all. Happy holidays and happy Thanksgiving. Talk to you later. Bye.